Hello and welcome. We got another exciting episode of Technology Tuesday here for you. I'm Greg Russell here with Jerry Franklin Poe, and we got an exciting show for you guys lined up. Going to share with you some tools and resources and information that can help you grow your business. And got some insider secrets. There we go. Got some insider secrets that we're going to share, and can't wait. So listen, if you're catching us live, hit us up, hashtag live, and let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you're catching us on the replay, hashtag replay, let us know you are catching Technology Tuesday on the replay. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. We are going to dive in right now.
All right, folks. Glad to have you here for another Technology Tuesday. That's right. We're here every single week, Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I know Greg has been in the lab. He's been building a wonderful conversation for today around some of the new things that are happening with the technology, the conversations that is on everybody's mind. And, the thing about our show that may be different from some of the other experiences you have is that when we're talking about stuff, we're not just talking about it from a theoretical perspective. We're actually living this. We're in it with you. So any questions that you have, any challenges that you're experiencing, we're experiencing those same type of challenges ourselves.
That's right, man. Well, listen, Jerry, we got some exciting news, man. We did a little bit of work on the studio, and with that, we are also now in vertical mode on certain platforms like Instagram and YouTube as well. So this is going to make our lives a little bit easier. And going vertical has been something that people are talking about recently because there is a lot of technology that is changing that is allowing us to do the traditional horizontal 16 by 9 as well as the vertical 9 by 16 at the same time. I know you were just telling me, if you want to share real quick about an app that you was hearing about recently that allows you to do this on your phone.
I mean, you know the name of it. It's not an Android app, so it went in one ear and went out the other. I know it's on the iPhone, but I know you can record. The guy who built the app was some dude on social media that does squirrel videos. Like, he's a squirrel video guy.
Okay,
That's what
yep.
he's known for, like these viral squirrel videos. And the reason why it came across my attention is because the person who was talking about it was saying that you don't have to box yourself in. Like, here was a guy who was doing videos about squirrels, but then at the same time, he went out and created a technology need because it was a problem that he was having, which is having to record the videos twice. Like, record the video horizontally and then record the exact same content vertically to put it on two different platforms. So he came up with a technology to, on your phone, right? You can be recording on your phone and it's recording in both sizes at the same time.
Yes, yes. Now, I don't know the name of the app, so I'll probably just reference that next week. But yes, there is at the moment, an iPhone app that you can get that allow you to record in both horizontal and vertical at the same time. My wife actually has it, and she uses it with the content that she creates for our family, including our daughter. So excited to share with you the exact name of it next week, but it is out. And the reason why I brought that up is because the software we use to stream, which is Ecamm. They dropped the Ecamm Live. It's now just Ecamm, but they are also incorporated going vertical and horizontal as well in in the live stream as well. So that's what we're doing today. We got our vertical setup going on as well, so that we can hit both platforms. And Jerry, I don't know if you know this, but it records two different files too. It records our normal 16 by 9, and it also records our a 9 by 16 as a separate file. So we have two actually files being streamed and recorded at the same time, which I'm really excited about. So you guys, listen, when it comes to doing video and saving time, if you can do both formats at one time, then make sure you look at how to do that so that you can save a lot of time when it comes to video. Because I know in the past we would take the 16 by 9 and then try to frame it, crop it, and so that we can get it. And you can do that. It took time, but the technology is here, and so go ahead and make sure you guys use it. Listen, I want to shout out some people who are joining us. Shamir, thanks for joining us. Charlie, thanks for being here. And don't want to mispronounce it. So see you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. So Jerry, man, listen. Anything else before we kick it off?
Now you're good, man.
All right, cool. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about was AI and what's actually working. What's really working with people, because there's a whole lot of talk about AI going on right now. And when it comes to AI, there's something called AI agents, and there's a lot of talk about Claude and ChatGPT and Gemini and all these different platforms. But what's actually working? Because what I'm seeing, and Jerry, you let me know if this is what you're seeing. I'm seeing a lot of excitement, interest, and I'm seeing a lot of activity around the whole use AI agents to help you with your business. But what I'm not seeing is a lot of profitability from this excitement and activity. And I don't want to be the the guy who's like, hey guys, what's is it profitable, right? But so I want to share with you what's really working, what things, because there's a lot of confusion, and when it comes to technology, sometimes there's just a lot of buzz around the technology, but there's also maybe some things that people aren't necessarily aware of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what's actually working. Give me 1 second to get exactly where I want to go, and we'll dive right into it. So I'm going to jump over here, Charlie. Let me know if you see it.
Yep, it's on the
All right, cool.
screen.
So, what is an agent? I got a few slides right here. Just make this easy. Simple definition: an agent is not just ChatGPT answering questions. It's AI connected to instructions, memory, and tools so that it can help you do real work. So, contrast an AI chatbot answers questions. Most of us have experienced that. But an AI agent helps you complete the task. So a real life example would be a chatbot. A chatbot gives you ideas for follow up emails. You ask, hey, how can I write these emails? It gives you the stuff. But an agent drafts the emails, updates the CRM, and reminds your team what happened, right? So that's kind of, it does more than just give you the stuff. You can also ask the chatbot to write the emails, it will. But typically, as we dive a little bit further, you'll see that the agent can kind of do things at a specific time where you don't have to always prompt it to do it at that moment. And so that's kind of what a lot of people are really excited about. Let me blow this up so you guys can see it a little better. Hopefully that helps. And we'll do that. There we go. All right, so the first part of this is the brain, right? So the LLM or model that was ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. The purpose is like thinking, writing, and reasoning, right? And all of us has experienced um, with AI where that it will do some thinking for us. It'll do some writing for us. You can ask it certain questions. It can do some reason. So this is like layer one. Most people have experienced a little bit of AI, what it can do already, and so that's kind of where we are. But layer two is where things get interesting. Layer two is where the agent actually stores useful context, and this is important. And this is the part that I think so many people are missing because we are relying on the AI's platform to have that memory. But let me give you where some memory can take place. It can take place in your notes, right? You can connect it to leave notes. You can connect it to markdown files so that it leaves certain context in markdown files, which is a very simple format. That is a text format that is real easy for AI agents to read. You can connect it to CRMs, and it could be has this data inside certain CRM fields, so it can go read these fields like name, address, phone number, history, whatever you put in those fields. You can also connect it to its own knowledge base, right? And so that it can get connected to a knowledge base where it can have access to all that information. And the purpose is to help AI remember your business, your offer, and your clients and your process. And Jerry, I just want to, like bring it to this point that this when the AI, if you don't give it its place to have its own memory and you're relying on the LLM's memory, then what happens is you are tied into that LLM. And if things change, and if anything we've known is that AI and technology changes very, very fast. I mean, if we really think about it, a lot of information about using Claude and people leaving ChatGPT for Claude wasn't really, people weren't talking about it like that 3 months ago, at least at the time of this broadcast, right? And so it's like things change very, very quickly. And if you have all your things in one, now a lot of the talk has been how do you move your content? How do you move your ideas from one platform to the other? And if there's anything you can learn from this, is that you shouldn't have your stuff in those platforms. It should be portable where you can use any platform you want for your memory, for your knowledge base, for your contacts, the things about you. You should be able to point any uh, AI, any LLM towards your own context where it can grab that stuff and then work based off what you give it. It should be portable, easy to use, easy to manage. So I just wanted to share that with you. Hope that makes sense. Jerry, you got any questions about that before we move forward?
No, man, you're good.
Cool. All right, so we'll jump back over here and we'll go to the next one. Boom. So the next layer is skills or instructions. All right, so these are the basically rules. These are prompts. Everybody's familiar with prompts. These are the guardrails, and this tells the agent how to behave and what's good. And so let me give you a perfect example, Jerry. If you have your AI do something, right? If you have it create a graphic, or if you have it create a type of email series, you can say create a skill. You can ask your agent, you can ask your AI to create a skill based on what it just did, so that it doesn't have to go out and learn how to do it all over again by pulling stuff. And so this saves you on tokens or credits, whatever the AI is using to calculate how much you're using it. And for me, I gave my AI agent a instruction on how to do something, and it did it. And then I asked it for a skill. The number of tokens that it used to do it the first time was like 450 some odd tokens. Then it created a skill. And the next time I needed it done, I asked it to do the task and use this skill. And it only used 50 tokens, right? So it's like almost, for me in that particular platform, 10x. So by creating skills, you can now save on the token usage or the credit usage of the AI. So this is the third layer. This is, creating instructions or skills. And all you really have to do is ask your AI once it did something right to create a skill based on what it just did, and it'll do it for you. So then you can have that skill, and you can save that skill in your own LLM if you want to. But again, I recommend saving it on your own computer files where you can have any LLM access it. So that's the third layer. Any questions before we move forward? I want to make sure I
Now you're
pause.
good, man. Keep going.
All right, cool. Thank you so much. All right, so uh, the next one is tools, right? And this is basically the apps that the agent can use. And this is where you give it access to your CRM, you give it access to your uh, Google Workspace, your Google Drive, your spreadsheets. You give it access to different things, and there's different ways to connect it. A lot of tools have API, which allows the tools to connect. It's like your username and password, but on a technical level, so the apps can talk to each other and work with each other. And basically, this lets the actions do the work on your behalf. Certain LLMs have browser extensions that you can install that allows them to control the browser. And then certain have APIs and MCP access, so they can go and do those things on those things. So basically, you have tools. So this is the layer 4 of that. In layer 5, this is automations or triggers, and this is what causes the agent to act, right? So this is where people come to the point where they want things autonomous and they want things to happen. And so you have to have all 5 layers set up for that to do this. So a trigger is what starts the automation. So for example, if a new lead fills out a form, that could be a trigger that starts the AI agent to go and do something, right? Or an inbound text if it's set up to your text messaging system, or if a call is missed, or if an appointment is booked, right? And so the purpose is to make the system useful in real business situations. And the challenge is, if one of these layers is missing, the agent usually becomes unreliable. So if it doesn't have memory, it's either going to burn up a whole lot of tokens or credit, which turns out to be money, and you paying for it, uh, and it's not working out well because you don't have it set up. When you put all 5 of these layers in, then you can have an autonomous agent do your business. And these are the things that is working. So examples is like lead follow-up. So one of the things that works very, very well for AI agents to do that businesses are really helping them be profitable is lead follow-up agents. So The cool thing is if you set up the agent, it can then follow up with leads in real time, right? So it can follow up, um, it can qualify, it can book calls, it can update the CRM, all of these things without you having to do anything if you set up all 5 layers. So one of the ways I see businesses doing real work with AI agents in 2026 is setting up follow-up agents. So that's one of the ones that you can do. The other one is repurposing agents. These are things where you turn one video or podcast into emails, post clips, follow-up content, great for consistency, without doing everything manually. We tapped on this a little bit last week when we talked about how to have an agent deal with repurposing content. And so creating a repurposing agent is the other way that I see real businesses getting real benefit out of the content that they're creating. So in this particular case, Jerry, you got to be creating content, and then you can set up agents to help you with all the automating and repurposing of that content. So that's the other way. The last way is internal assistant agents. These are helpful for teams to find answers, follow SOPs, draft messages, and reduce bottlenecks. They're useful for agencies and service business and small teams. Uh, and again, the best use cases are tied to lead generation, sales follow up, client communication, content leverage, and team efficiency. And these are the 3 ways that I see real businesses using AI agents in 2026. That is not all about the hype and what could be, but what is actually happening inside of businesses for entrepreneurs and agencies right now. So those are the things that can really help you if you dive into those and you put those 5 layers together. You can create agents that actually help your business and are not just around the hype around the internet. So that's what I wanted to share with you. What comes to mind when you think about this?
That's a great question. I mean, one is we're taking automation to the next level. And two, you got to be becoming more strategic in your planning.
Yeah, I think that you know sometimes people want to automate before they actually have the process down. And a lot of times, if you don't have the process of doing something over and over and over again, and you need to be involved in that, those are the things that you need to look at automating. It's not just automating because you can, it's automating because you actually are consistently doing something that you can then remove yourself from versus you don't want to really do it right now. So you try to set up these automations, but you don't have the flow of work to actually automate it anyway. Does that make sense? It's like, just because you can don't mean it's don't mean it's don't mean it's the thing that should be automated right then and there.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Yep. So Shamir says simplicity. All right. Shamir says simplicity. She also says more of her time back. Boom. Thank you for that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you the key I think the key for a lot of folks is getting out the weeds. Like when you think when you we're bombarded with so much information, especially when it comes to AI, like it's the hot topic. Everybody's talking about it. Um, but I mean the real question you gotta ask yourself is how are you implementing it in a way that's going to give you profitability, and how are you implementing it in a way that's going to produce the results that you want for your business, and that may not be what everybody's focused on. I mean, it's the things are changing so fast that sometimes people are just getting caught up in the hype and following the trends, and that trend might not be the best for you.
That is correct. Yeah. Um, I will share some of the biggest mistakes, and we tapped on some of this already. But buying tools before defining the job, or buying tools too early, trying to build a fully autonomous agent too early. Like you're not. The process is not ready for automation yet. No guardrails or no memory. Expecting magic instead of management. And if your business is disorganized, right? If it's disorganized, AI will not fix that. It will scale the confusion. So a lot of times we got to have our ducks in a row. We got to have our things set up properly before we can add automation to the mix. And for some people, that's what they need to understand first. And so there's some things that have to come first before you can, dive into these tools, spend all this money, and expect um, the automation to fix some challenges that may not have anything to do with the automation. Cool.
Yeah, I think that sums it up for you.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, listen.
Uh,
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. All I was gonna say is that it a lot of times people like the new shiny tool, the new shiny toys, the new latest gadget, and don't strategically know how to use it. So it's helpful to before you jump into giving up your old process to figure out how can you simulate that old process on this new system.
Yep. Yep. That is right. That is right. Well, listen. I think that if you are, serious about using technology and automating your business, and you want to see exactly how to do it, which tools that we use, and how to set it up so that you have not only all 5 layers, but you're not missing out on certain aspects, so that you can use AI to its full advantage, then make sure you join us at our group, technologytuesday.com. And you can watch along as we build out certain automations for our own businesses that you'll be able to apply to your own. So again, it's technologytuesday.com. I'll pull the logo back up so you guys can see it. Join us there, and we will share the things that we are using in our businesses in detail so you can do the same thing. Jerry, anything else before we wrap?
No, I think you're good.
Awesome. Listen, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Make sure you join us next Tuesday and every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have any questions at all, hit Jerry up or hit myself up, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. See you soon. Take care.